Good morning, everyone. So this week was our last week of Retail Transformation Simpler Ways of Working updates. And I just thought I'd share with you what some of those updates were. We started with visual merchandising value. So this was really more a bit of an information sharing session. But what we learnt is that as a business, we are going to primarily focus on two things with our visual merchandising teams at this point. One is to make sure that they have all of the tools and materials that they need to be able to do their job to the best of their ability. The second is to ensure that we have a level of consistency across what we are expecting of our VM teams in all of our branches. So this will make sure that our visual merchandising partners are putting their energy or are empowered to put their energy into the right place that will have a really positive customer or commercial outcome. There are some new training materials available for our VM partners. Those materials can also be accessed by operations partners across our estate if there is a need for some of our operations partners to upskill themselves in the merchandising of stock. The second topic that we covered was top ticketing. So as you will be well aware, ticketing has been a pain point in our branches for a very long time. What's really interesting with this piece of work, it's not just the change that we will see in branches that will provide efficiency, but it's some of the work that's been done behind the scenes. So at the moment, we know, and you will know, that only 26% of the tickets that we print actually are needed and make it out to the shop floor. We've got 800 different formats of ticketing on our system. So it's virtually impossible to get consistency of size, information, layout, etc. across all of our assortments in our branches. So we will move to reducing the number of ticket formats that are available and also the number of ticket sizes that are available. That will help us in ensuring that only the right stuff gets printed and has to then go out onto the shop floor. And equally, as the mobile ticket printer app goes live, we will be able to print both 1x2 and 3x4 tickets instantaneously and get those tickets right out where the customer needs them to be. There will be some change in activity though. Our operations partners will still print off the stack in the morning. They will complete all of the price changes, and that morning activity will still sit there in that ready to trade window. What sellers will then do by zone and by day is a sweep of their assortments to pick up if there are any missing tickets. These will be ordered through our partner devices. They will be printed at about 2:30 by our operations team, be available to pick up by sellers at about 3 o'clock, and then we will have the rest of the afternoon to get those tickets in place. I don't envisage that it will be an onerous task. It is a trial because we need to make sure that the activity doesn't distract from where our real focus needs to be, which is our customer. But the more we do the sweeps, the better or the easier it will become, because there should, in theory, and our trial branches have proved it, less and less tickets to order and subsequently put out onto our shop floor. So we will start this activity next week, and as with any of those activities that we have been launching over the last 4 weeks, we will welcome any thoughts and opinions on how we can make sure that we are doing that in the best way possible. And the last update that we got was Ready to Trade Part 2. So I wanted to say a really big thank you to our operations team, because they have had some significant changes in the way that they have been working. They have had to learn new skills across different areas that are potentially areas or tasks that you or they haven't been asked to do before. So there's been some real positive engagement there. And I think the very best outcome, over and above the efficiencies and the benefits for our customer, is how our operations team have come together and just worked so fabulously well, to hear the level of support that you give each other, the level of help when specific tasks aren't done in specific areas. It's absolutely a real team effort to get us ready to trade. So thank you and well done. What Ready to Trade Part 2 was about is just providing us with some tools that will enable some data and insight to understand whether we are performing as the best that we can. So it's not about judgment, but it's about surfacing through data and insight where we are achieving and where we are not. And for example, if we identify that every Monday we don't get our SOR pick lists done, that allows us to make some changes with the resource that we've got to ensure that we put some extra resource into that activity, and then our customer benefits from knowing, or our customer will benefit from having all of the available stock available to them on the shop floor instead of in the stock room. So a really helpful tool for us, I think. So we've now covered off all of the elements of simpler ways of working. If you went to one of the listening sessions or the TM Retail Transformation Immersion sessions, you will know that this was going to come at us with pace, and we were going to have to work really, really quickly to keep up. And we have. And I couldn't be more proud of all of us for doing that. Where we will get to next week, or potentially the week after, is an opportunity to just take stock and reflect, understand where we are excelling, and understand maybe where we need to put a little bit more focus to ensure we are delivering in those areas as well as the areas that we are excelling. But for now, I just wanted to say a really big thank you to everyone. Hope you've enjoyed the update.